Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very 35th episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. It's been 1,000 years in Dale reckoning.
Yeah.
It's been 1,000 years. Like the last time that we played, it was the Middle Ages, and we literally had swords and armor. And
How did
the
we
internet was
broadcast from the Middle Ages?
sorcery,
Magic.
mighty sorcery of an age long forgotten.
So you are the one they refer to as Merlin.
That's right. That's right. So hello everybody, welcome. As you can see, we're absent one little fox. So this is a thing. Andrew, the player of Little Fox, has been ill of late, and as a result, not been physically well enough to be on streams. So if you would like to wish them well and a quick recovery, pop over to Twitter. Their Twitter is Commuting Crow, and be like, hey, we miss you. Feel better. So they are there. We wish them a quick recovery. And in the meantime, we're going to carry on with the adventure. And I think that's kind of the first thing. It's kind of the first thing that we want to talk about. Like, so the trick with verisimilitude and character stuff is that you can kind of be like, okay, well, I'll just ignore the fact that this character isn't here. Right? Or you can be like, someone else play the character. Or you can be like, the GM play the character. There are lots and lots of different ways to kind of like get around a character being absent for a long period of time. We've done this a couple of times on the show. Folks not been able to make episodes. But this may be a longer, like a more extended leave of absence from the show. So rather than be like, okay, somebody else play Little Fox or whatever, I was thinking that while everyone else was unconscious, perhaps Little Fox broke free and escaped the fane of the Night Serpent. Something that will become or could become evident to the character I'm most concerned about is Ishi, right? Like let Ishi know, like, Little Fox got away, and later you can maybe like, you know, you can reunite with Little Fox. But for now, because the thing is, I don't want to put you in a position where you'd be like, no, Ishi wouldn't leave without Little Fox, where we know that is impossible. You will not find, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I can't do that, obviously.
Yeah, right. And that's the trick, right? Is then why we talk about it as a group, to be like, okay, cool. So as players, we will agree to do this thing, and then as characters, we will reflect our player priorities.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's how you keep games going. So yeah, I mean, under the assumption that Andrew and Little Fox will return in future, I think the easiest way to do it is to have Ishi learn that Little Fox has like broken free and escaped, so that you don't have to be like, well, let's dick around in here until we find Little Fox.
It's one of those things where we can do the whole like, we were all unconscious, but I woke up to see Little Fox breaking her chains and raging out or something.
Yeah, and maybe that's the beginning of the episode, right? Is that a sort of the dream / like opening sequence of like remembering being, Ishi is the one that remembers being sort of like mishandled at the hands of the Yuan-Ti. And then seeing vaguely, maybe you don't remember you don't know which parts are real and which parts were dreams, but you remember seeing Little Fox like killing a Yuan-Ti with her bare hands and like looking, sadly, ruefully at you and having to escape, maybe promising to like return for you or whatever, but breaking free of her chains and escaping the Yuan-Ti prison. However, the three of you yet remain in the...
We must still escape.
That's right. The three of you are still in the slave pits of the Yuan-Ti. So let's talk about that. So you obviously you don't have any of your equipment. You've been stripped down to your adventurer skivvies. So weapons, bags, the whole 9 yards. Nobody has like magic. No, they're smart enough to take magic jewelry off you. So even if you had like rings or whatever, those would be taken. The one thing...
And we'd made the point that my holy symbol was on my shield.
I believe so, yes. I believe that was the case.
Okay.
I mean, they would have taken that too.
Yeah, that's like, I just want to know if I had it or not.
Yeah, no, you don't have anything. Nobody has anything except Nubub. Nubub is still around because Nubub is just a rat or whatever.
Yes.
Cute little mouse.
Yes,
So the
mouse.
Yeah, the UNT don't care about that. They're just like, they they probably just thought that it was a mouse trying to steal your stuff or you had food in your pockets, which is true.
Which is true, I did.
So they wouldn't have noticed. So I think probably when we fade in, it's on Ishi with Nubub like poking at you, like, "Hey, are you still alive?" Like climbing up on your arm, like no. So the three of you are not together. You do not find yourselves in the same place. Ishi, you are the only one who can see. Yeah, right. Chap points out that of course Nubub is with you because Nubub is Ubtao. So you can't get rid of a
A
god.
quick question of mechanics.
Yeah.
Was this a long rest?
No.
Okay.
No. You don't get long rests in Yuan Ti prison. So yeah, you were unconscious for an extended period of time, but no. So anyway, you're the only one that can see, Ishi, and you are in essentially like a cylindrical, vaguely cylindrical like hole. You are at the bottom of a hole. It's more comfortable for you than it will be for the other two, but it's like at the bottom of a small well, and your hands are manacled above you on a chain that extends up about as far as you can see. You are in like ankle deep water at the bottom of a well, and there's this long like chain hanging above you. And your only company is a tiny mouse.
Okay. I'm just like waking up a little bit from unconsciousness. I assume like the couple of hours has passed or what have you. Like
It could have been days for all you know. Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
have like, I mean, you feel like shit because you got beat on by a Hydra and then several Yuan Ti.
I got a mouse on the end of my nose.
Yep.
I got like, well, where are the others? Are they here? I'm like just talking to Nubub like
Yeah.
they're gonna reply.
Nubub squeaks. The funny thing is, and maybe it occurs to you, like you can't understand Nubub, but it's like
it's possible
to communicate.
It's like, possible that Nubub understands.
Yeah, Nubub looks at you and like sadly like chirps in mouse. He squeaks at you.
Okay. First things first. I gotta get down from here somehow.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty down as it is. You're down to begin with, and you can get yourself to your feet though. The chain is pretty long.
Can I like reach any of the mechanism with like my hands or anything? Like if there's some kind of lock on it or
yeah, you want to like try to feel around.
Yeah, because I can open locks. I just
yeah. It's not made for.
I don't have my tool.
Yeah, it's not made for little kobold hands, right? Like the manacles are pretty big.
Might be able to slide a hand out of it.
Yeah. Do you want to try? Like you've got some give.
I'm pretty good at that. So let's try and I'll try and sleight of hands my way out of this manacle.
Give me a second. I'll just check and see if the adventure has.
Sure. Yeah.
A specific DC. Yeah. Let's take a look. Okay, so Serpent. You're in section 8. Okay. How tall are you?
2'8".
Okay, so you actually can't feel the ground. You are in the water is up to 3 feet, but also the length of the chain is for like taller people. So you're hanging from your wrists and you can't feel you're like kicking in the water.
Like pushing off the wall a little bit.
Yeah. There's some faint light from above. The pit is not actually it's not actually that deep total. So if you actually look up the pits, they're not tunnels, they're more like bell-shaped chambers underground, and it's actually only 10 feet deep.
Okay.
So you're hanging from the chains, some of these, and then above you can see a heavy metal grate sitting on top like a lid. Okay, so you're in the chains, and you're alone. There are other manacles hanging from the end of the chain, but they're empty. Let's see the manacles.
Wait, they can manacle like several people in the same pit?
Yeah. They manacle 3 of you together and dump you in the pit.
Oh, that would be rough.
Yeah, just wait till it's your turn. Let's see here.
Is there anything about slipping the binds?
It says see manacles and shackles for rules for breaking, escaping, and unlocking them. So I guess that's
Okay, so
something
there's
in
probably an
the-
item in the PHP or
Yeah.
something. It's like manacles.
Let's take a look. Manacles.
Chat's like, your wrists are hella dislocated. You don't know kobold biology. Maybe their wrists are very durable.
I mean, your wrist would only be dislocated if you were heavy and you're hanging there for a long time.
Yeah, Ishi weighs like 30 pounds.
Or if they put the manacles on you and dropped you in the pit and there was a hard stop at the end.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, yes, yeah, you can try to make a dexterity check to try to.
Oh, dexterity check. All right,
Yeah.
It's not a save. It's just a dex.
I'll give
check?
you advantage because your tiny little wrists.
Okay.
And yeah, it's
So
just
not,
a dex.
Not sleight of hand. Yeah. Okay.
No.
22.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you like squeeze your little hands out of there, and then yeah,
stubby claws out of there. Yeah.
and then yeah, drop into the pool of water. Yep.
I don't know if this is better. How does the wall look? Like, could I climb it? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. It's like it's curved, so you're kind of like on the inside.
Oh,
so you have to,
okay. Yeah, it's like diagonal.
up the inside of the wall. It might be
You'd sort of
tough.
have to like monkey bar it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd kind of have to hang and climb up that way.
All right. How can I get out of here? I don't have anything. So yeah, I mean, I guess if it's possible, I should at least give it a go.
Okay. You want to try to climb the sloped walls of the pit?
Yeah. So let's give it a try.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Athletics check. 16.
You are not.
No,
able.
I can't.
No.
Can't get enough.
Too slippery, too angled, and you climb part way up and then fall back into the murky water of the pit.
Okay. I'm just gonna shout. I think I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, can anybody hear me? Hello."
So
Malik,
Malik and Arcturus, can you make a check? Make a like a Constitution save. Let's see if you wake up.
Con save.
Okay. Yeah.
12.
Yeah. So familiar shouting draws you back from your traumatized unconsciousness. Now let me see. For you, Ishi is alone, but let's see for the two of you. Arcturus, there are 3 other people down in this pit with you.
What?
Yeah, you're in this pit with 3 other people, and Malik, there is one in the pit with you. So let me see. As you wake up, Arcturus, there are 3 unconscious people.
They're on manacles?
Yes, you're all manacled together onto a chain, and like some of you are hanging back to back. One of them is like turned facing. It's hard to, yeah. And I think, yeah, right. I think you're facing away from them. You can feel other like people touching you, but they are all either not saying anything or they're unconscious. And Malik, you wake up, and again, yeah, both of you can't see anything. So you feel, Malik, behind you, something touching your like shoulder and your back, and it's like kind of slimy or like slippery feeling. At first you think it's a wall, but then you're like, and you like pull away and it moves, and you hear the chains like rattle. But the two of you kind of like come to. You wake up.
Are you? And I like kind of am like moving around a little bit and like testing the bonds, and then like when I feel like other people, I'm just like, hello. I'm trying to see if any of them are like awake or alive or anything.
Hey, anyone? Like calling from the other pit.
Wait, Ishi? And I'm like trying to jostle and see if it's like in here that Ishi is, or like
it's echoing. It's from somewhere. It's like from somewhere else. And yeah, you hear a voice. Someone else who's chained to the same section as you says. You hear a Chultan man's like a deeper voice say, "Shh, quiet. And tell your friend to be quiet too, or the Yuan-Ti will come with their whips."
Oh, well, that solves that issue. Ishi, Best. I'm trying not to yell, but also like get so that you can
Yell
hear.
whispering.
Yeah, yell whispering.
Good.
Best not make too much noise. I'm here. What? You're not Malik, right? I mean,
Malik, what are you doing? You hear some like whispering, and then you hear your name.
Yeah, he's just trying to like look and feel around and see anything, but he's overheard people saying like, "Be quiet." And he's like, "I'm alive as well, somewhere else."
what was that? I can't hear you.
Good.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm ridiculous. It's fine. Oh, sorry. Right.
Yeah, and I say to the other person in with me, he's like, "You alive?"
Let's see. Let's roll and see what happens. No. This person, they might be dead for all you know. Like, it's just like hanging dead weight.
And how are we? Sorry, I didn't quite get a good sense for
Yeah.
how we're tied. Like, is there a way
let me
to like?
let me draw it for you. Let me take you to my the scratch pad, and I'll just draw a terrible drawing. Welcome to terrible Dungeon Master drawings featuring Adam Coble. Okay, let me.
Yay!
I know, right? It's the best. So, okay, so there's a crossbow at one end of the hallway, and tied to the trigger of the crossbow is a rope. And then, okay, so, hey, it's my last terrible drawing. All right, so let me clear this traumatizing experience. Okay, everybody see the map?
Yes.
Okay, so if this line is the floor, then you are underneath the floor in a bell-shaped hole. This is you down here. Up above, there is a chain. Oh, that's very light. You can't see that. There's a chain that hangs down from above. That's a chain there. You are hanging on the end of the chain by your wrists. And then your friend, F for friend, your friend is also chained to the end of the thing. And then down here at the bottom, that's the wrong color. Let me find some good swampy green. Okay, and in the bottom, there's like 3 feet of smudgy water. It's gross. It smells bad. So there you go. So that's you. That's where you're at. This is the situation that you're living in.
And do our feet like touch the ground beneath the smudgy water?
Yeah, because you're tall. You're tall enough, right?
Okay, that was it. And then our arms are above
Your
our
arms
head.
are above your head. Yeah.
In manacles, like classic fantasy. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Stinky swamp oubliette.
Yeah, and I guess the walls are kind of far enough away that I can't kick my legs out and reach them or anything.
It's 10 feet. You mean you can't see any of this shit, but it's 10 feet across, and
yeah, I'm just trying to
10
get a sense for.
I have a plan, a tiny plan.
Okay.
Can I climb the chain I just got myself unhooked from, if I can reach it, up to the top where it's hanging?
Yeah, totally.
All right, well, let's do that, because it's going to be close enough to the gate on top that I may be able to like move it.
Okay.
So I guess athletics check?
Yes.
I'm going to use my inspiration for this.
Okay, sure.
Yay,
Nice.
21.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's the chain is like wet and a bit slimy, but no, you're okay climbing it. You're again, same thing. Your little fingers get into the links, and so you can like scramble up the chain. Okay. So on top of the thing, there is a huge heavy metal grate goes up on top. It's great. So that's sitting on top. and the chain is fed through the middle of it. There's a hole in the grate, and it descends down
Yeah.
into the pit. So you can see the
How-
light up
How
above.
far apart are the spacings of the grate?
It's
This is my
tight
next
enough. It's tight enough
question.
you can't squeeze through.
Damn.
Nubub can come and go, but you can like get your little nose. Like we see above, and we just see a little nose poke through, like sniffing the air. little red like claw hands.
Yeah, trying to get like a look at like, what's
little
up
rat
there.
lizard face. So when you look up above, I guess you can see the ceiling, which is just like a stone ceiling. The room above is lit by torches because you don't all see in the dark. And it looks to you can see some kind of mechanism above that the chain is like wound around. It's probably not that big, but there's like a barrel or something, not like but you know what I mean, like a feeding mechanism for this thing that is attached to the floor.
Is there anything on the grate that looks like I could open it with anything but like brute strength? Is it just heavy and lying over the hole?
Yeah.
Or is it
So
like
from here,
gate?
let me see. From here,
I would assume it's like locked.
it
not
may
just,
just be
like,
that it's heavy.
Stuck on.
I mean, it may just be that it's heavy and it's on top of a large overhang.
Yeah,
like
I
I
mean,
can imagine
possibly.
that being the thing.
Yeah. Let me take a quick look here. Section 8. Okay. So yeah. Circular iron grate. The grate seems to be connected to this thing. So the thing above you,
Okay, so
It's-
that's what I. That's
it's
what I
all
mean.
some like large piece of machinery, and you can see a winch on one side. So you would imagine then that one or two strong Yuan-Ti would crank the winch that would pull the chain up and also lift the grate. The grate from
Okay.
here is thick and metal and heavy.
Now the real question is, how Disney can I get with this? Is there a rope that I can be like, hey, go handle that, and then it'll like all come together in a perfect plan? You know what I mean? Like,
Unfortunately, no, because it's in its release state now. Like there's nothing holding there's no tension
Oh,
holding
okay,
the
so
grate.
you need to,
This
like,
is
pull it.
you need to create tension to pull the chain up and
okay, well,
yeah.
the next thing is, can I move the grate? I guess.
I have a question that I would like to ask the person inside of my area, if I could.
Please.
So yeah, there's the other Chultan gentleman who's like, don't make too much noise or they'll whip you. I'm like, sir, do they come down here to administer punishment, or do they take us up there? I just, all of this doesn't seem very conducive to getting a whip down in here. You'd think they'd want to like see that it hits or what have you.
If you keep making noise, they will come and they will drag us out of this pit and they will punish us.
How many of them generally come, if you have experience with this?
I try not to get punished. I do as
But
I'm
you know
told.
that it happens.
And he says, I have seen others anger the Yuan-Ti. I am smarter than that.
Evidently not, because you're here.
Insubordination got me into this mess in the first place, and I am not going to suffer it again. I'm biding my time. I'd rather be a living slave than a dead man.
I'm just, well, if they have to take us out to punish us, perhaps that would be a good opportunity to leave. Maybe. I don't know.
What are you going to do? Ask them nicely?
I think that we already tried that, and it ended with a brutal slaughter and near death. So no, I'm not going to ask them nicely.
You were the ones responsible for all that ruckus before?
Yes. I mean, unless there was another ruckus while I was unconscious. I would assume that that's two. I mean, how many ruckuses does one? It's yes.
So there's a moment of quiet, and he says, You're going to need to learn how to control that tongue, or you're going to lose it. Now keep quiet.
How from the talking with and hearing Ishi and Malik before, like how loud would I have to be for them to hear and understand me?
You have to yell for
have to
Ishi
yell.
and Malik to hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm sure we can hear the echoes of indiscriminate
Yeah,
whispering.
you hear whispering, but
there's
if you weren't standing in the room like above the pit, there's a lot of echoing too, right? Because you're in a little like chamber.
And the 2 other people on my chain haven't said anything or moved.
No, they're either unconscious or dead. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Ishi.
you feel like
yes,
you
what?
feel the other prisoner like nudge you once hard with a knee, and then just like quiet, like, and you can he's now gone from trying to convince you to thinking about what he's gonna say when the Yuan-Ti show up so that he doesn't get whipped and you do instead.
Yeah, that's fine. Evidently, if we are loud enough, the Yuan-Ti might let us out.
That doesn't seem correct, but
to punish us, but you know that we'd not be in here, so I'm sure someone's thought of this before.
well, there's sort of a winch thing, and it looks like I'm up on the grate right now. I like
We're just yelling to each other.
I seem to have fallen in a very deep hole. So Malik, you can hear the 2 of them like echo shouting at each other.
Yeah, totally.
What? You said the area above is lit. How much of it can I see? Can I just see?
You just see light. Yeah, light and shadow coming down through the grate. It's
Okay,
like
I can't see
dimly.
like any of the ceiling or anything.
No.
I shout back and I say, I've not got any bright ideas for now. Do what you want.
Okay, hang on. I might be able to open this grate. Let me try and open this grate. I'm gonna try and open the grate. Adam, can I like try?
Yeah,
and
explain
force
to
it
me
open?
how you.
I am going to hold on to the chain and like lever off the grate with my feet. You know, like
so
push up.
you're hanging. Let me do a little terrible drawing of Ishi.
Yeah, I am hanging
So
on the
you're-
chain.
You're
I'm going
here.
to push with
Here's
my
your
feet.
body. And your little
Yeah.
hand is like on the. You're holding on the chain. And your little
Yeah.
kobold legs are there.
Yes,
Here's your little tail.
that is the plan.
And
Yes.
the plan is to apply force this way with
Yes.
your legs while pulling
That-
down on the chain.
Yeah.
Okay, but so physics, if we take a look, the chain is attached to a thing that if you pull down on it will push down on the thing. So even if it wasn't
yeah,
heavy,
presumably the grate like lifts when you pull the chain, but it's like loose, right? Like it's like a thing that like lands in it. It's not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to pull the chain. I wouldn't be able to pull the chain further. If
you can't. The chain is already wound all the way out. But if
I should be able to try and move the heavy part, right?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like-
just thinking about I'm actually trying to figure this out myself. So the wheel around which the sort of barrel the chain is attached to. Listen, this is some Dave knows what this shit is about. So if we're looking at the mechanism, there's like a cylinder around which the chain would be wrapped if it were pulled up, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's unwrapped, so it's just hanging from the end of the barrel that is attached to. Now, this thing has legs that hold it over top of the grate that it's on. So these legs are attached to the base, and when a winch thingy is wound over here, it pulls the chain and then the chain ostensibly when it reaches its end is attached to, or something happens to pull the grate up. So if you're pulling down on the chain and pushing up on the grate, it's the same. Anyway, it's incredibly heavy. It weighs like 700 pounds. So no.
I mean, I didn't really think I'd be able to do it anyway. Like,
You can't catch the grate. It's got like 30 dexterity.
Yeah, that's right. The grate. Let me take a look because if there's a chance, I'll let you roll. You could get a crazy good roll.
I mean, I can shove 700 pounds. I
We'll
think.
see. You have incredibly good stats. So.
I mean, my strength is not that good. It's like average, but.
What is your strength?
My strength is 11.
Okay. No, you are definitely not strong enough.
Definitely not capable of doing that. Okay.
You strain your little legs, and it doesn't go.
You're just slightly above average strength.
Alternately, can I pull on the chain enough to break the mechanism thing?
No, I mean you're not strong enough to like.
Yeah, I
You'd
mean,
have to
like,
yank the chain a bunch of times, and even then it would probably just come loose from the drum, and you'd fall into the water.
I mean,
Yeah.
it can hold the weight of 4 like medium humanoids. I don't think that you have.
I don't know. I'm just trying. So I scramble a bit. You can hear me like, exerting myself on something, and then I just go, okay, yeah, the being loud plan is the best plan, probably.
I'm so sorry. I say to the person who told me to be quiet.
Yeah.
You want tea? I think there's been some misunderstanding. If you could just let us out now, that would be lovely.
So the person that is hanging there with you, he's like, "What now? You're trying to get their attention?"
Yeah.
And he scowls, and you feel the chains rattle. There's another one of the people you wake up with your shouting,
Yes.
and you can hear him mumbling to himself.
Oh, you're not dead.
Let me check something here. I just need to see the effects of something real quick. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So this person is just like mumbling nervously to themselves, little bits and pieces of words. And the other person you're hanging with says, "Oh, now you've done it. Now you've done it. Now you've woken him up." And the person's like, "All right, it's okay, Sev. Everything's fine. Just stay quiet." And you're like yelling, like, "Wanty, help! Come here!" Okay.
Sev?
Yeah, that's the name that he said about this person. Malik, do you want to be doing anything while we wait for the Wanty to come and yell at you?
I'm looking at all the things that I can do. I can't do very much. No. Have they at least kept my hair tied up, or is it super, super long?
Oh yeah, no, they took everything. So you're just like, yeah,
It probably goes down to like the bottom of my back then.
yeah.
I was just wondering. No, I don't have any plans. If I could see out, I can teleport out, but I cannot. So.
Okay. All right. So
And like I like interrupt my like polite yelling for a moment. I'm like, I'm, really sorry, but I'm sure that I'll have a better chance of it outside of this lovely pit.
Arcturus, did you run out of breath? Here, let me try.
okay, so you're just gonna wait until someone comes
I have no
Unless
other
it just
way to get
doesn't happen, right?
Unless there's a secret passage, like a brick I can press somewhere.
No.
Aladdin style.
Yeah, exactly. You climb back down, you dig around on the walls, you find a loose brick, you pull it aside, and you draw out a piece of paper upon which a note is written, and the note says, "You're fucked."
Yeah, great.
Rip. So yeah, okay. So time passes, and then you hear a door like clash open, and the sound of the door like any unconscious prisoner like wakes up at that terrible sound of the door being opened. You can hear the slithering sound of Yuan Ti into the room, and the prisoners all start to like tremble or like mumble in fear to each other as the
Hello,
the
yes,
Yuan Ti enter.
down here.
So there is a moment, and then you hear a voice from above. What?
I'm rather uncomfortable and quite hungry.
Learn to appreciate the experience.
I'd rather not. If we could just have a talk, up
No
there.
talking. You are assassins and lucky to be alive.
I'm actually a
Ross
cleric,
spared
but
you.
I'm sorry. I was told that if I made enough of a fuss, that I would be punished.
And then, like, there's a moment where they're like, "What? It has to be a trick." And then the Yuan Ti says, "Oh, don't worry. Your tasks will be punishing enough.
Tasks?
And then he
Or
starts.
do we have to clean this place? It's very dirty.
He starts to slither away. And,
Really?
and the
I demand to see your manager.
and the person you've been talking to nudges you again and is like, "Quiet. You're lucky they left."
Not really.
Well, if you want to,
That was my only plan.
if you want to speak with them again, give it time. We're not just prisoners; we're slaves. There will be tasks to accomplish.
Oh, well. Do they come on a schedule, or do we just...
I like how you're just like, but so is it like when's dinner?
Yeah.
You're
I
like,
don't know. Arcturus has never been put in
I
a
know,
jail before.
Arcturus is like the protagonist of Orange is the New Black. Like
Ishi is very good at jails.
Yeah, Arcturus is not.
Yeah. So here I gotta check because your friend Malik has woken up, and I just need to see.
Oh, they're not dead.
I need to see.
Is it Artist Simber? And if it is,
It's definitely not.
can I murder Artist Simber, please?
Oh, this is perfect. So Malik, you feel like wriggling movement as the person next to you like moves slightly, and then you hear muttering in Draconic. So you hear this person say, "Who is that? Is there someone else in here with me?" And like you feel them like nudge you a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, I am sorry for your fate, friend. It seems you have joined us. But you can't understand me, can you? Alone still. What a shame."
Yeah, I give it a second, and I speak back in Draconic quietly. I say, actually, that's where you're wrong. You do understand.
And there's like a gasp, and it's like, "A miracle of the Fire Lord. I thought I would go mad. It's one thing to be imprisoned, another thing to be imprisoned with people who cannot understand you. What? Who is this? Who are you?"
We came to kill this thing. It did not go well.
Nothing sadder than a failed assassination attempt, hmm?
How about yourself? How did you end up here?
I am far from home. I became lost after an outing and was ambushed by these snake men. And I thought they were bad enough on their own. Snakes are one thing, men another, but both together. My goodness.
Yeah, and I like wriggle around, and I'm just like, you said they were kind of slimy?
Yeah. You can't turn around to see them because you're manacled to the wrist, and it's dark down here. But
I don't think you'd. Sure, let's go for it. So, men being bad enough, what are you?
let's see. Does he have dark vision? He does not. Okay. He says, "My name is Gorvax. I am a warrior in service of Imix, mighty Fire Lord."
Can I make a history check to see if I know who
It would be a
this is?
religion check.
A religion check.
Yeah, you can make a religion check.
I'll go for it.
Okay. Nope. You're like Imex. I'm Ibex. He worships an ibex, which is like a kind of a desert ungulate, I think.
Yep. I shrug because he can tell I shrug because I like my shoulders move. I probably scratch him like lightly with my scales.
Yeah.
Honestly. Well, hopefully you'll be of use then when we break out.
And who are you, friend?
My name is Malik. I am a sorcerer.
Ah, well, good luck for us, though not a very good one, I think. Or maybe you're a better sorcerer than you are an assassin?
Certainly.
Tell me, Malik, do you know any sorceries that can get us out of a prison?
All I need is for them to remove the gate. The grate. We can teleport up powerful. Could conjure fire. Let's see where that led us.
And when you say fire, he sighs, and it's like a crackling sound, like throwing like water on a pan that's hot. So he lets out this crackling sigh, and he says, "Ah, fire, greatest blessing. I would give each and every one of these hideous snakes a taste of it. Perhaps it is fate, destiny that the Fire Lord has brought you to me. Perhaps alone we are prisoners, but together, together flame might catch. Do you have a plan, friend Malik?"
We'll have to see what these tasks they give us are. See how rigorous they are in keeping watch. Then we can work something out, I'm sure.
And he says, "Yes, patience. Though I think much longer down here in the damp.
I'm sorry.
I might find myself extinguished altogether. But my hope is kindled. I am glad that you are here. Not for you, but for me, of course. For you, I wish you could be anywhere else. All of us that."
Yes.
Yeah, and then the two of you fall into kind of like a sullen, damp silence at the bottom of this watery prison.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk too much. I don't know when I'm going to get next water.
Yeah, right. So does anybody else want to do anything, or do we cut until the when you want to arrive to give you your task?
I think that I've already done a fair bit. I mean, maybe just like try and like with the three other people hanging on this thing, like test the limits of the chain's like range and see if I can touch the floor or the sides. Like just be, inquisitive and annoying. Like I want to just like test the limits on any direction of the chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like the velociraptor testing the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're hanging from a chain in the middle of the room and you can't reach the walls. So all you
Yeah.
can do is like sort of slosh your feet around in this disgusting water. The chain is tight, so you can't
Yep.
And any jostling you do irritates your friends. Sev continues to like mumble, but has been quieted down by this other party. And then you have a third friend who is asleep or unconscious or dead. You might be hanging in here with a corpse. We'll see. Okay. Let's have you roll have all three of you roll a d6. Everybody roll a d6. We'll see who. This is just to figure out who gets.
I got a 3.
Okay. All right. So, Ishi, you win.
Mm-hmm.
You win. It's you.
Is it a win or is it a non-win?
You got the highest result. Can you roll a d100? Let's see what labor you are.
Okay, sure. 3.
3. Okay. Nice. All right. So, there's a long period of time passes, and I'm gonna go back to the map. For us, I'll leave y'all on this screen, but I'll put you the map if you need it. So you hear the door open again, and everyone sort of trembles in fear, and then you hear above you, you hear a whining sound. There's a clunk, and then the repeated clicking of the chain being wound onto the drum, and you feel yourself you feel the chain start to lift. Do you want to put the manacles back on, Ishi?
Scramble down the chain and
yeah,
remanacle myself. I don't know if I can because I slipped out of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can slip back in and then just spread your fingers again and be like, oh no, they're so tight and hard to take off.
All right.
Oh, no,
yeah.
Iron manacles. Okay. All right. So you are brought back up from the bottom of the pit. And the
I think that when I hear people entering, I do the annoying talking again, like, hello.
Yeah.
And that's in the background, I would just say.
Right. Yeah, you can hear that. Okay. So you are lifted. You're lifted up out, and then a yuan-ti grabs you and pulls you out into the room. So you can see this room that you're in. I'll give you the description. It is let's see. Muffled sobs and moans and the sound of Arcturus' rambling rise from 4 pits with circular iron grates covering them. A chain hooked to each grate stretches over a pulley bolted to the ceiling. So you can look up and see that pulley. And coils around a winch set into a nearby wall. Iron manacles dangle from hooks on the south wall. To the north, a faintly glowing stone disc covers the floor of an otherwise empty alcove, and carved into the top of the disc is a serpentine symbol. You've seen this symbol and disc before. This is the teleportation marker that Rasensi uses to boop around in the temple.
Okay.
There are two Wanti in the room, 2 brood guard who are roughly dragging you up out of the pit, slapping your hands and feet into manacles and shackles, unless you resist. And they are accompanied by, where did he go? They're accompanied by a familiar. I mean, you of all people, I think, would be able to tell the Yuan-Ti apart, but they're accompanied by a familiar Yuan-Ti with a smug look on his snake face. It's Noth, the door guard that let you in originally. And
hi.
Yeah. And he says, "I have use of you, kobold." And one of the brood guard gives you a shove towards the door.
What, me specifically? You're not gonna bring anybody else? I'll just
Yes,
me?
what about me? I would love to be useful.
And I mean, I think if somebody wants to try to goad him into bringing them, mainly though he's here to humiliate you particularly.
I'm good at many things.
Terrible
attempt. You can make a persuasion attempt at disadvantage if you want.
Okay, cool. I'll do it.
I'm good at many things. That's your Arcturus gambit. I see.
7.
No. So Noth is like, quiet meat, all in good time for you. And then he turns to you, Ishi, and says, "This way." And gives you a little shove, and he's opened.
All right. Praise Dendar or whatever.
There's a portcullis that he's already unlocked and is held up. He walks through it and pushes you through it, and then turns. One of the brood guards pulls the portcullis down and clamps the lock back on it. And the two of you begin to walk out through the temple, through the grounds of the Fane. Now, it's not like everything is all just back to normal. There are blood stains all over the floors and obvious signs of your
we
caused trouble here.
Caused some issues.
You killed a third of the Yuan-Ti in this place, as well as making a pretty good attempt at killing their boss. So you're dragged or pushed, alternatively through the place until you get to a familiar looking area. You get back to the Triceratops pen.
Okay.
So this was the room where, and I'll pull you back here now that you can kind of see. This is the room where the basilisks were, and the giant statue, the big snake statue.
Yeah.
So you get drawn back over to that room. They walk you back over there, and you notice upon arrival that the pit or the pen where the Triceratops is very, very dirty. It's full of dinosaur poop. There's a huge pile of Triceratops poop. There is a couple of empty wagons, and there's a shovel. And Noth shoves you towards the pile of poop, and says to you, "Clean the pen." And stares down at you hey, you're so small. And the shovel's not that big, and it's gonna take hours. You look up, and the Triceratops looks at you kind of embarrassedly.
Okay. Can I get a look around? The things I'm mostly interested in are where our stuff might be.
Mm-hmm.
And where that lady we spoke to is, for example.
Yeah. I mean, you look around. You can see what you can see, right? On the map.
Okay.
There are a couple of Malisons kind of coming and going from the area. There are the Brood Guard that escorted you in, and there's your buddy Noth, and Noth is just gonna stay right near you and just like watch you shovel poop for however long it takes.
Okay, well, this is gonna be boring. You don't know this, but I'm very good at digging, and also, it doesn't bother me at all. Like scoop, womp, scoop, womp.
Yeah.
I'll just dig this pile of shit, I guess.
Okay. All right. Make a Constitution save. Let's see if you can finish the job or if you like.
All right.
Falter.
I got pretty good Constitution. 11.
All right.
No, 10.
A 10? Yeah, 10's fine. So you manage, like, by the end of it, you're covered in Triceratops poop. Both of the wagons are full of poop. And your
she has a very pointed eye out for anyone coming or going in this area while she's doing this.
And your arms and legs are like trembling with exhaustion. And you fill up the carts, and Noth sees that you're done, and he's like kind of been like the first few hours it was like, hey sucker, shovel that poop, and then he was like, all right, I'm done being pleased with this, but I can't leave. And then he probably ended up taking a nap leaned against the wall, and so you finish it, and he's kind of like, yes. I hope you've enjoyed your punishment, for this will be the rest of your miserable little life for daring cross Ross and sea. Yes,
I look at him.
You regret your choices.
I look at him dead in the eyes while he's doing his monologue here, and I go, "Yeah,
yeah, right. Like, I'm a kobold, man. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Could be worse."
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're led back after that. You want to make a perception check for anything you might have like viewed.
Yes, indeed. I need to get back my hat and cloak. Obviously, it's very important. 27.
Well, I would love to tell you that your patience was rewarded by like, 2 UNT going by carrying your stuff, and then one being like, where are you two going? And then being like, oh, I'm just gonna go down that hallway to area 4. Area 4? I can't remember where that is. Where's area 4 again? Well,
this is Adam, this is a prefab adventure. I just assumed that sort of stuff was written into the module.
Yeah, and he leaves behind on the ground a map because he's so forgetful of how to get to area 4 with an inventory list of what's being stored.
There's also a note that says, if you need the prisoner's gear, you can find it stored in a chest. Here's the key attached to this note.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Once you get there, the key code is written on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty like it's pretty quiet. Like the basilisks get fed at some point. They bring some like meat for them. You're pretty sure you see like a human arm in the chum bucket. Okay. So the basilisks eat some flesh. You see UNT of various sorts, and the brood guards just kind of like coming and going. But no obvious like signs of no intelligence to be gathered here before you are inevitably by Noth returned to your pit, having learned your lesson, of course, obviously. Learned your lesson and returned. So yeah, hours pass. You have something you want to do? Okay.
Before we do hours pass,
yeah.
Can I, on my way back to the prison, scoop very sleight of handedly like a rock or something, like something sizable enough that I could leave it where the grate's gonna fall and have enough space between the grate and the ground that I can get out?
So the idea is that
I want to jam the grate slightly open using the rock and then squirm my way through a small gap. But I need to pick up a rock.
You need a rock that's bigger than the holes in the grate already.
Yeah,
so
this kind of a rock.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of debris down here. Like it's not a ruin. I can't think of anything that you can find like small rocks and stuff in the poop.
What about a hardened piece of poop?
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. This Triceratops has got some fucked up bowels if he's making rocks.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that petrified dinosaur droppings are a thing, but they take millions of years to make. They don't just come out of the dinosaur petrified.
Look, I'm trying to come up with a plan here.
I mean, if you're looking for stuff to pickpocket, Noth has like a key ring.
Yeah, let's
belt.
take that. let's take the keys.
What kind of well, he'll notice right away as soon as he goes to lock the door, right? But you do notice.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna do, Adam, is I'm gonna take the keys and then I'm gonna kick him into one of the other pits. So that he won't be able to find them on me.
So he's a type 1 Malison. So he's got a human body with a snake head. So he is one of the Sen's Fortress snake men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You want to try to pickpocket the key ring off of Knott's?
Yeah. Let's give it the old college try, as they say.
Okay. All right. So they bring you back to the room. And Noth puts takes the manacles off of you and puts the other ones on. Where, I guess, let's make the roll to see if you have the keys on you when this is happening. And where are you gonna keep them? Because you're just wearing like a shift or whatever. You're wearing your under.
I mean, Ishii is wearing nothing. Like,
yeah, you're naked. So the only place to keep it is like in your mouth, because like there's not a lot of room anywhere else on you.
Yeah, but she does have a big mouth, so that's a good call. Mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. Definitely.
There it is, right there. Just jam in your kobold hole. Okay. All right. So what you want to do is steal the keys and throw them in your mouth. So he doesn't. Okay.
And then while he's not looking, push them into one of the other holes so that he can't find them on me. That's my plan.
Okay, the other holes are pretty far away.
Yeah, but I could like kick it, probably.
So the plan is to keep it in your mouth and then at some point spit it on the floor and then kick it across the floor before he realizes they're missing. Okay, you know what? I'm not saying it's a bad plan. I'm just trying to understand.
There's not a lot of good plans.
I'm just trying to understand what the plan is. I'm not judging it. We're not prejudging its success. Right.
So I'm putting the key. I gotta get the keys first.
Okay, let's see if you can get the keys.
Let's see if I can get the keys.
You're walking in front of him, but your little tail like sneaks up behind.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna whoop.
Okay.
Scoop him with a 20.
All right, let's see if he notices you. I'm trying to scoop his keys here. All right, Noth. Okay, he does not notice you taking the keys from his belt.
Okay.
Okay.
Now comes the part of the plan that definitely.
So you get into the room, and the brood guard like lumber over to the winch, and they pull the chain over and like clap your wrists in the manacles.
I'm yelling again, but it's a little bit quieter and like, I'm hungry. Don't you feed us?
I'm waiting for them to turn or like look away while Arcturus is like moaning about something, or just like being annoying. I'm waiting for them to like look in a different direction so that I can quietly just like kick this, or like huck this, key ring into the pit I know Malik is in.
Okay, you don't actually know that Malik is in that pit, but it is also the closest pit. So
yeah,
6 of one, half dozen the other.
That's fine then, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you like have them in your mouth as they're putting the manacles on you,
and then I like spit them to my teeth, and then just huck it with my lower jaw
like a
into
lacrosse
this.
stick.
Yeah, into
like
this.
a highlight scoop. Okay, all right. So let's have you make another sleight of hand check to see if you can wiffle ball this shit into
17.
Okay, all right, and I'll make one more. Now this one I'm gonna give advantage on because there's 3 of them in the room.
All right.
Trying to see.
If this works, I'll be really surprised.
Yeah.
It's a good plan. Sort of.
This is my best plan that I could have. It's the best. Yes.
Okay. So slow motion, the like slimy kobold spitty keys tumble through the air, land on the grate, hang there a moment, like tottering, and then whoop, slip into the grate. Malik, a heavy iron key ring and keys bounce off your head and splash into the water. So something heavy lands on you and then splashes into the water.
As soon as I hear the splash, I cough very loudly.
Right to cover. Okay, so Noth gets you. You're hanging now from the winch by your wrists, and actually trying not to like slip from the manacles.
Yeah, trying to stay in the manacles. Yeah.
And Noth
spread my hands wide.
Noth looks at you and he says, "You and your friends, so loud, disrespectful. You'll learn in time, like the others.
I mean, what do you expect? We tried to kill you.
And he turns to one of the brood guard and he says, "Lower this one in." And then Noth goes to leave. The brood guard
Oh, wait.
cranks the thing and lowers you down into the water, and the thing closes on top.
Can
of it.
I just say that during my descent, I activate my amazing grovel, cower, and beg ability to, appropriately be like, "Of course we'll learn. We'll be the best slaves you've ever had."
Yeah.
All that business.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So that's got him all like, yeah, see? Good. Well, that was fast. You learned quick.
I'm a kobold. I learn real fast.
Yeah, right. So you get lowered in and he's like, so I'm gonna roll, make a charisma save.
Me?
If you succeed, he's too puffed up by like, oh yeah, see, I told you, because he's just like, you'll learn to respect, and you're like, I'm sorry, please don't, you're the best, and so he might be too distracted to remember to lock the portcullis, and so not realize that he's missing his keys.
Yeah, all right. 13.
Okay, all right. So I'll roll for him. I'll roll an intelligence save to see if he's smart enough not to be a total idiot about this. Stupid Noth. You're so stupid. Let's see how stupid he is. He's pretty smart.
Damn.
So he gets to the door and he turns around. The brood guard closed the portcullis and he goes for his keys. And he looks up and he's like, what? Where are my keys? And he slithers back into the room. And I think he begins to winch you back up, assuming you've done something.
Okay.
Starts to like wind you back. You get pulled back up. You're only down there a second.
Yeah, I'm still sniffling.
Yeah. So he pulls you up, and he looks at you, and he says, "Tell me where my keys are." And I need you to make a wisdom save as his eyes glow.
14.
Okay. I think you get it. I think the save is 13. Let me check now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's a save I've paid a lot of attention to.
It is. It is a DC. Okay, so you can lie if you want to.
I don't know. I didn't do anything with them. I was just saying how I was going to be the best slave ever. Remember?
Make a deception check.
Okay. 21.
Oh Jesus, you're such a good liar. What? Nope.
What?
So Noth Noth is like she's lying. And the brood guard, like his tone of voice, the brood guards start to like rub their hands together, and you can see them getting all excited. And
we heard this, right? We heard the "Where are my keys" conversation.
Yes.
I have them. They're down here.
I mean, no, because he knows that Ishi lied. So you can keep shouting.
Like Ishi said he didn't know where they were. I obviously have them.
The brood guard, yeah, but
the whole plan is to try and get out of here.
So Noth is like the brood guard start to get excited because they know what comes next, and Noth heads over to the wall. And
I definitely have them.
Pulls down a long barbed whip and approaches you menacingly. And
I rattle the chains in my like manacles to try and like, see your keys right here.
Arcturus has been volume down in the mix. This is an ominous moment that Arcturus is not allowed to ruin. And Noth approaches ominously. And the music gets a little like the Scary You On T theme plays, and then we fade to our first break because this is all very like more or less PG-13. So like we don't have to watch Ishi get whipped, but essentially we'll tune back in and see if you are able to like withstand the torture, or you told Noth where the keys are.
I feel like stand back.
I feel like scales are gonna help you getting whipped. Like when it comes to a whipping, I feel like scales.
I mean, it helps a little, but it just means they have to do it longer and harder. But
yeah.
So Ishi undergoes some torment, and then we'll see how it goes, whether you're able to keep the lie going or not. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we will continue with the adventure. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.